One of the core ways that I design my strategies is a shift from what I call pathology to vision. Most of these strategies for change come out of a problem. The strategy is defined by the problem. I'll give you a very simple example. There was a woman who came to one of my workshops on transformative leadership, and she had set up an environmental organization in Maine, and she called her organization Citizens Against Nuclear Trash, CANT, a classic definition of pathological approach to change. And she defined the problem, and the problem, by the way, was defined by the solution was defined by the problem. And then she wondered why people were not attracted to joining her organization. Among other things, there were probably other issues that she had to address. And I said, now, what would be a vision-based approach to invite people into that initiative? And she said, well, what would be the outcome I want? Well, Clean Maine. Yeah, okay. So she changed her name to Clean Maine. Simple shift, and began to have a different experience. People began to get interested, and she got people to join, to play with her. They liked Clean Maine. They didn't like Citizens Against Nuclear Trash. Another example, a sort of more empirical example, was a large public relations company in New York City, Burstyn Marsteller, wanted to do research for a group that was dealing with hunger in Africa of children. And they did these 2 commercials to test which one would get more people to give money. And they showed the starving child, and they showed the fed child, the happy child. And interestingly enough, it was 3 to 1. People gave 3 times more money to the fed child than the hungry child. People are attracted to a positive vision of possibility. They feel there's a solution, therefore they can engage. When they see a negative example or a issue painted in the negative, they tend to feel that they can't get there because they see no way to get there. But this is a classic strategy of change leadership, is to paint the path very dark and very bleak. And people, right now with climate change, this is a big issue. If you paint it like we're doomed, people will just close down. So simple but profound kinds of strategies like this can enable a whole different experience. And so imagine all these change leaders getting repelled or rebuffed because they have a pathology-based strategy. They assume it's just that people aren't interested and they're apathetic. But in fact, look at themselves, look at how they're designing it. And so that kind of analysis, that kind of reflection is critically needed, and has, part of what I, attempt to serve is to provide better ways to think about strategies. And then build case studies. I mean, my core aspiration is to show, not just tell. So show how it can be done differently. And so I do a lot of action research, which is because I'm compelled by many issues that I think I can contribute to.